Hello and welcome to another video in this short series about the new Player's Handbook and the 5e rule set, which was just released a few days ago. In this one we're going to be looking at some of the new features that have been added to the rule set, some new effects, and also some of the automation which has been added to the characters. So in order to do that, I've created some characters. So let's have a look at Kira first, and we'll just switch over to the Actions tab, and we want to have a look at the Second Wind feature. If we have a brief look at the description of Second Wind, you can see that the feature can be used twice. Well, she gets a third one at fifth level or whatever. She can regain one expended use when she finishes a short rest, and all of them when you expend a long rest. So if we go to preparation mode here, we can see that we have now got a new delimiter here called dual. Previously we had, if we go through them, we had once, daily, rest, and now we have dual. And this basically does exactly what it says in that thing. So we go back to combat mode, and supposing Kira has used a couple of her second winds, if she takes a short rest, then you'll see that she gets 1 pip back. If she's used them all as ever, it disappears, and if we take a long rest, then we get, oh, that was a short rest, so we've got 1 back again, but if we take a long rest now, then we get all of them back. So preparation mode, and the new delimiter here is dual, and that will do exactly what we just demonstrated. If we have a look at her abilities tab, you'll see that she has the archery fighting style. If we go back to the actions tab and get the combat tracker up, if Kira wanted to make a longbow attack against this bugbear here, if we look down at the chat window here, you can see that the archery feat has been added into the character sheet, and we can see that she's getting the +2 because she's using her bow. If she makes an attack with her longsword, then she's not going to get that extra +2. She's just going to get her normal +4 bonus. So that's been added in. And whilst we're here, you can see that the improved critical has also been added in. She's got the feature of, if we go to the abilities tab again, we've got the improved critical feature, which shows that she can hit critical hit on a 19 or a 20. So that's also built in. You can see that it's telling you that there's a crit on a 19. So if she had rolled a 19 there, then she would have gotten a critical hit on a 19 or a 20. Now another one of Kira's feats here is Mage Slayer. If we have a brief look at that, so when you damage a creature that's concentrating, it has disadvantage on the saving throw to maintain its concentration. So let's suppose our mage here had targeted the bugbear and cast greater invisibility on the bugbear. If Kira then comes along and does some damage to the mage, you can see that the mage has now rolled its concentration check with disadvantage. It shows you that it dropped the 20 and rolled a 1. So excellent stuff. So the greater invisibility has dropped from the bugbear. So if we have a look at the next character now, let's have a look at Vari. Vari is a rogue, and she has this evasion ability. If we have a quick look at that, so this basically allows her to take half damage on a successful save. Sorry, no damage at all on a successful save, and half damage on a failure, rather than full damage and half damage and the other way around. So this is an effect here. So if we open this up, we can see that we need to place this effect on Vari. So we've now got the evasion effect on us. And if the mage here was now going to force her to make a saving throw because he's going to cast Fireball, we can see that she has succeeded on the saving throw. It says that there's evasion here. So when we do the damage, then she completely evades all of the damage because she's got the evasion skill. And if she had failed the saving throw, then she would have only taken half damage instead of all of the damage. So evasion is now built in. Now, Vari is also a halfling. If we have a quick look at her abilities here, we can see that she has this luck trait, which basically allows her to re-roll a 1 if she rolls it on any kind of d20 check. So if we go to her Actions tab, and we're going to switch on manual dice rolling here, otherwise we'll be all day trying to roll a 1. We'll shove that to the side just now. So if she's making an attack roll here against, let's say, the mage, we'll pop this up. We'll say that she rolled a 1. And you can see down in the chat window that because she rolled a 1, her halfling luck is kicked in. She's re-rolled the 1 and got a 9 instead, and turned a failure into a hit. And so this will work for any d20 roll that she makes. Now another one of her abilities is the reliable talent ability. So if we have a quick look at that, it basically says if you make any kind of check with one of your skill or tool proficiencies, then it treats any dice roll of 9 or lower as a 10. So if we go over to her skills, and I think we'll switch on the manual dice roller again, because obviously this is going to take forever if we try and do it like this. So if she, let's say, makes a animal handling check and she rolls a 5, when we see what's in the chat box here, it shows that the roll was negated. We dropped the 5 and we made it a 10. Adding in her bonus, we've now got a 14. So the reliable talent is built in to the rule set. Now there's actually a series of effects which are also useful. So let's call up Kira again. And let's say Kira, and for some reason or other, it was also got a reliable talent or a reliable check of some kind. So we actually can have effects now which will add this. So if we click on add power, incidentally here you'll see that the this is just the one mode now, and if we come in here to the edit list box, then we'll be able to rename our power. So let's call it this. And then we'll just tab out of that, and then we can right click on this. We can add an action, add an effect, stop editing, click on this, and if we just type in reliable, make the effect self, and then just apply it. Kira has now got basically has got now the reliable talent check. So if we go to one of her skills that she's proficient with, make animal handling again, and let's say she rolls a 5. And again, we can see that that 5 has been dropped, and the 5 has been turned into a 10. Now, there's a whole suite of these. So, for example, we may only have a reliable talent for an attack. So if we have a reliable attack, it is, yes, reliable attack. So if we remove this effect and apply this one, so when Kira now makes an attack roll with her longbow, let's again put this in, let's put it as a 3 this time, and we can see that the 3 has been negated, has been made a 10. But if we go to our skill here and make another skill roll, let's make this 3 again. We don't get the reliable feature for this. So in this case, the reliable feature is being limited to just attacks. And there's a whole suite of these, so you can have it for attacks, for checks, concentration, death, saving throws, initiative, saving throws, and skill checks. So there's a whole suite of reliable skills or reliable effects. Okay, let's maybe just leave the manual dice roller on for the moment. Let's have a look at our final character, Caitlin here. Caitlin's a bard. And so there has been some changes here with regard to some of the features that revolve around things like concentration and save DCs and so on and so forth. Let's first look at the healer feat. So she's got a feat here wherever she rolls a die to determine hit points. If she rolls a 1, then she must use the new roll. So if we go to our actions tab here, we've got some cure wounds, we've got some wounds on Vary. So if she goes to the cure wounds and drags that on, so let's say we roll 2 1s. And you can see here in the chat that the healer feat re-rolled both the ones. We got a 5 and an 8 instead. So the healer feat, or the healing situation for the healer feat, is built into the rule set as well. Okay, let's switch this off and get rid of it. So there's now a couple of new effects which you can add in for concentration and save DCs. So let's make a new power for Vary here. We'll go to the edit and let's just call this concentration. And then we can add some actions to this. Stop editing list. Oh, here we go. So there are 3. So she can have advantage on concentration, so it's advan conc, and that will be a target to self. There's also another which is disadvantage to concentration, so it's disconc. So we'll add that to ourselves as well. Actually, no, let's leave that to targets. And then there's a third one, so we'll add that in as well. And this one is save DC. We need a colon, and we'll add in a 1, and we'll make this self. So these are the 3 new effects which are specifically really for spellcasters. So you can probably guess what these do. Advantage to concentration saves is advanced disadvantage, and the save DC will increase her saving throw difficulty class when she's casting spells. So let's test this out. Let's try the advanced conc first. So we obviously need to place the effect. We can find a spell here which requires concentration. So Tasha's Hideous Laughter, I believe, does require concentration. So we're going to make this chappie here make a saving throw. He succeeded, but let's pretend that he failed. So let's make it Caitlin's turn, and we'll target the mage, and we'll place the effect on the mage, so he's prone, incapacitated, etc., etc. So Barry's now concentrating on the spell, so if this bugbear were to do some damage to her, she's going to take the damage, roll to see whether she maintains her concentration, and as you can see, she has rolled with advantage because of the advanced conc. So the 8 was dropped, and she got a 14 and therefore succeeded on the saving throw. So this conc is going to do exactly the opposite of that. Obviously, probably don't really need to demonstrate that, because it's just going to do exactly the same thing, except it's going to give her disadvantage on the save. So let's have a look at the save DC one. So again, it's on self, so we'll just add the effect onto Caitlin. It's now got a save DC of 1. If we were to cast Hideous Laughter, we can see here that Hideous Laughter, her saving throw is a DC 15. if we're going to cast this on the bugbear here, you can see that our saving throw, or the saving throw required, is actually a DC 16. So that shows that the effect has been added in, because our normal save is 15 and it's now a 16. So the save DC will allow for magic items or some other effect or other which increases the spellcaster's saving DC. And that effect will then follow through and make the saving throw harder or more difficult. It could be a negative, depending on what the figure is that you put into the saving throw. So this figure here can be a 1 or a positive or a negative number. Now, I'm not sure if it takes a dice roll. That might be interesting. Let's see if it takes a dice roll. 1d4. I suspect it probably won't, but we can test it out just to see. I'll put that in, add that in there, and then make the saving throw again. And it doesn't. So it doesn't take a dice. It'll only take a number, positive or negative. Okay, I think that's it. A brief overview of the new effects and some of the automation which is now built into the 5e rule set. So thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.